Hi, my name is Rebisi Owhanda. I'm a second-year medical student here at UTRGV School of Medicine, and today we're with Dean Krouse, and I'm going to be asking some questions about upcoming Match Day. So, Dean Krouse, how would you explain Match Day to someone who's not familiar with Match Day?
Sure. When medical students complete their education, the next phase of their training is residency. So they then are in a specialty where they're going to begin to learn the specifics of what they want to practice in their careers. Match Day is the opportunity for students who have applied to various residencies to get the results of that match. So there's actually a specific time and date where all medical students in all medical schools in the United States will learn this result at exactly the same instant.
All right. So how does a medical student who's going through their fourth year, when they're moving towards match, how does the school kind of help them along that path?
Well, I think it starts earlier than that. I think that career advising is very important because in order for students to be successful in matching, they need to take a certain set of courses and electives that allow them to prepare for that. So earlier in the medical school career, the student will begin to take rotations or electives or go to other schools where they study, where they learn in some of these areas, and then that allows them to prepare an application. And that application is submitted in September of their fourth year, and then during that fall of the fourth year, students will interview. So they will interview locally here at our programs, but also in programs around the country that they've applied to.
Okay. And what does the match process mean for a school like UTRGV as well as schools around the nation?
For us, it's our first time. So it's going to be important for us because we do not have a track record. We're a new school. We do things differently than other schools, and it will be a good time for us to see how successful we've been. We would hope that our students do very well. We would hope that they are able to match into the specialty of their choice and the location of their choice. Sometimes that doesn't happen, and there are some times that they may have some issues with the match. And right up until that time, and even through that period into March, we will be working with them and we'll be assuring that our students find the best location for them and have a successful opportunity to learn over the next 3, 4, or 5 years in the specialty of their choice.
And what happens to students who don't match on their first try?
In the match process, there are several things that happen. So students will learn whether or not they match on the Monday of match week. We actually, as a school, learn Friday before that if there are any students who are unmatched through this algorithm. There's a process that then occurs that's called the SOAP. And it is a process that's very iterative so that we have a list of the students. The students know they've not matched at that point. We will get on the phone and we'll have our student affairs office call programs that have unfilled slots.
Okay.
So there's a second round, if you will, where unmatched students will then be able to fill unfilled slots. And that's done by phone, and that is a very interactive process. So students involved, faculty's involved, student affairs involved, and the programs involved. And then hopefully at the conclusion of that, all of the students who have unmatched will now have a slot in one of those programs that's unfilled. Every now and then, there are students that don't match. And in that case where a student may go unmatched, and we hope that does not happen at all, we will advise them about what their options are. There are often preliminary internships that are available. We may advise that someone goes and does a year of research in order to improve their application. So it's very personally based depending on the individual circumstances. We would certainly hope that after that SOAP process, all of our students have spots, they're complete, so that on March 20th, when we actually have match, every student does have a residency spot to move into for next year.
And so what do we do now that we have our students who have applied and we have Match Day coming up? What do the Match Day festivities look like?
We're going to have a wonderful time. We've invited the community. We expect to have 500 or so people. We're going to do a big celebration right here in the School of Medicine. We're going to have a countdown clock. The envelopes are opened by everyone in the country at noon Eastern Time on March 20th. So that 11 a.m. Central Time, we're going to have the envelopes in boxes. We're going to have students with their families at tables, and promptly at 11 o'clock, when we count down to 0, they'll all open those. And then students will know where they're going for their next number of years. We're going to have Mariachi, which is required at UTRGV. We're going to have a Texas barbecue. It's going to be a big celebratory event, and we expect the media to be very interested and involved. So come on over. We expect to have a great time.
Do you have anything you'd like to, or any messages you'd like to send out to the community or people who work native around?
I would love to. This medical school has been a labor of love for many people for the last 70 years, and it really has been that long that it's been in the planning. And we're here because of the generosity and this compassion and the support of the Rio Grande Valley community. So I want to thank all of them. It's very important to all of our community to know that we're here because of you, and we take that very seriously. And we're very proud to be here for the Valley.
Well, thank you so much for spending time with me today and clearing up so many of these things for Match Day.
My
I'd like to
pleasure.
thank you so much.
Thank you.